Welcome to this demo of GPM. My name is Khalid Al-Kalla, and in this video I will be briefly showing how GPM works. First off, GPM stands for Government Performance Management. However, just because it is called Government Performance Management does not mean it's purely made for government organizations. It can also be used for corporate organizations. GPM is a strategy management solution. In this demo, we will be viewing the executive site and the data entry site. The executive site is used by executives and top management in order to view the organization's strategy performance. The first page that is open displays the performance summary on the left side, and on the right you will see the strategy information. As you can see, the strategy information displayed contains the mission, the vision, and the values. As for the performance summary, in this demo we have chosen to view a sample performance summary of a government organization that adopts a balanced scorecard. As you can see, the 4 balanced scorecard perspectives are shown here: citizen services excellence, government excellence, sound financial management, and qualified human capital. Under each perspective, you can see the objectives. Each objective has its own color. This color is calculated based on the roll-up of the KPIs under this objective. The roll-up is done using the weighted average. The strategy structure can be customized to fit any organization. You can have a different structure. For example, instead of perspectives you can have outcomes. Underneath that you can put sub-outcomes, outputs. During the configuration of the solution, this structure is defined and customer terminologies are used. For example, rename KPIs to performance measures. The same will also apply for any strategy item in the structure. The strategy item's attributes can also be modified by adding new attributes, changing the default ones, or simply changing their display order. Moving on, you can drill down for each objective to view its KPIs and initiatives. All you have to do is click the Go to Details button. Now, we are on the Increase Citizen Satisfaction objective. As you can see at the top, there are the objective details, which include the name and the description of this objective. Below that, you can see the KPIs associated with this objective and its status. And underneath, you can see the initiatives and its status. At the top right, you can see a gauge meter, which displays the status of this objective. You can choose to display the achievement or the progress. The achievement status is calculated with the average weighted roll-up of the KPIs, and the progress status is calculated using initiative status. Clicking on a KPI takes you to the KPI details page. In this page, you will see the details of the KPI at the top under KPI metadata. Under that, you can see the KPI trend chart, and this chart displays the actual versus the target of your KPI in a graph format. And underneath, you can see the KPI calculation method. Here you can see the target of your KPI, the actual, the threshold scoring pattern, banding method, threshold band ranges. At the top of the page, you will see a KPI score, which is indicated in a gauge meter. Going back to the objectives, you can do the same for the initiatives and view its details as well by clicking on the initiative name. Once you click on the initiative name, you will be taken to that initiative's page. In that page, at the top, you will be able to see the initiative details, and under that you can see the performance indicators, which can measure the progress or milestones of the current initiative. At the right of the page is displayed a gauge that measures the progress of the performance indicator. Another view that users have access to is the scorecard view. Users can access this using the scorecard tab at the top of the page. On the scorecard, objectives hierarchy is displayed with their KPIs. You will see that once it loads. Here, users can drill down and drill up in the objectives to view the objectives KPIs. See, here you can drill up, drill down. So you can see the actual and the target scores. You can also change the time filter so that you can drill down in the same year. You can change the year. You just want to see the first quarter maybe of 2010. Here you see the first quarter of 2010 values. Going back to just the year 2010, you can do that as well. At the moment, we are choosing to view the variance between the target and the actual, but this can be modified to display the score. Some users will prefer to display the performance summary in a different view using their strategy maps. This is also applicable by clicking on the Strategy Map tab, which is located at the top of the page. Here, users will be able to see this performance summary in strategy map using video diagrams. Here you can see the 4 perspectives and the objectives under each perspective. You can see that the objectives are colored according to their KPIs. Users will also be able to click on each objective and it will take them to the objective page. This gives a brief summary about the executive page. Now we will proceed to the data entry page so that you can see where all this data on the executive page came from. We will not dive in too deep in the data entry page. I will just explain a brief overview. The first page viewed in the data entry page shows you a diagram. This diagram briefly explains the strategy structure and the strategy elements of the organization. You can see your strategy, perspectives, objectives, initiatives, KPIs and indicators, your program, monitoring and evaluation, which takes you to your strategy, to the strategy executive page. You can also access each of these elements through the top navigation. By clicking on the strategy, the user will enter the strategy management page. On it, it will be viewed the current strategy. As you can see on the left side, we have a navigation to access each of the strategy elements. Clicking on either perspective, objectives, initiatives will take you to the corresponding page where you can add or edit their items. The perspectives under the strategy are currently collapsed, and by clicking the plus sign, the user will be able to view the currently linked perspectives to this strategy. You can edit this strategy and change its information or remove some of the linked perspectives or add new linked perspectives to this strategy. If you go under Strategy Repository, you will find all the strategies you have entered. Here you can view which strategy is active, keeping in mind that you can only have one active strategy. You can also edit the strategy from this page by clicking the Edit button. Moving on to the KPI Management tab, you will see a navigation path on the left. We are currently standing on the KPI Management link. In this page, you can see KPI folders which hold KPIs underneath. You can also search for a KPI using this search button. If you want to add a new KPI, you click on the Add New Leaf KPI, which will direct you to the KPI Creation Wizard. By clicking on the Metric Management link, you will be directed to the Metric Management page. As with the KPI Management page, here you can see the metric folders that contain metrics. Clicking on a folder will view the metrics included in it, and you can view each metric, or you can fill data or delete it. You can also click Add New Metric to enter the Create New Metric wizard and create a new metric. The Scorecard tab will take you to a page that views the scorecard, which was explained in the executive page. With this, we have explained a brief overview of GPM. Thank you for watching.